Imagine a world where robots have feelings and rights. Does that sound like a movie plot? Well, it's a real debate happening right now, and understanding it is like getting a cheat code for the future. You're about to unlock some mind-blowing insights that will make you feel super smart and ready for anything. Get ready for some serious knowledge. That will make your brain light up with dopamine. Let's start at the very beginning of this amazing journey. Long before today's advanced AI, in the past, robots were just machines, simple tools. They did what we told them to do. Think of a factory arm putting parts together. Nobody thought about giving it rights. It was just an object, like a hammer or a car. This is called property in legal terms. A hammer doesn't have feelings or thoughts, right? So early on, AI was also seen this way, purely as a tool or property. Then computers started to get smarter. They could do more complex tasks. They could process lots of information. But even then, they were still seen as things owned by people or companies. They didn't have their own legal standing. The idea was simple: if a computer made a mistake, the person who made it or used it was responsible. This was the basic idea of responsibility. Humans are responsible for their tools. As AI technology grew, things started to change. Around the 2000s and 2010s, AI became much more advanced. It wasn't just following simple rules anymore. AI started to learn. It started to make decisions. Think of self-driving cars. They decide when to stop, when to go, how to turn. This made people start to ask new questions. If a self-driving car causes an accident, who is at fault? Is it the car? The company that made the car? The person who bought the car? This was a big shift from the simple hammer example. Around this time, especially in places like the European Union, people started to have serious discussions about AI and the law. They began to think about what would happen if AI became even more intelligent and autonomous. In the mid-2010s, there was talk of creating a new legal status for very advanced robots, something called e-person, or electronic person. This e-person idea was a big deal. Some people thought it was a good way to manage the problems that smart AI might create. For example, if a robot caused harm, maybe the robot itself, or this e-person status, could help figure out who pays for the damage. It wasn't necessarily about giving robots human rights, like voting, but more about finding a way to handle legal issues and responsibilities. However, this idea also faced a lot of opposition. Many people argued that giving AI any kind of personhood was a bad idea. They said it could make things more complicated. They worried it would blur the lines between humans and machines. They also pointed out that existing legal concepts, like the idea of a corporation, a company that has legal rights and responsibilities, but isn't a human, might be enough to deal with AI. So the debate really heated up. On one side, you had people saying that as AI gets more independent, it needs some form of legal status to manage its actions and responsibilities. They argued that current laws, which were made for humans and simple machines, just aren't good enough for super smart AI. On the other side, many argued that AI is still just a machine. It doesn't have true consciousness or free will. Therefore, it shouldn't have rights or legal personhood. They believed that the responsibility should always fall back on the humans, who create, own, or operate the AI. They worried about the slippery slope if you give AI a little bit of legal status. What's next? Voting rights? Property ownership? This debate also brought up the issue of responsibility. If an AI makes a decision that causes harm, who is to blame? Is it the programmer who wrote the code? The company that deployed the AI? The user who interacted with it? Current laws often rely on the idea of human fault or negligence, but AI doesn't have human intentions or feelings. So new legal theories started to emerge, like product liability, where the maker is responsible for defects; strict liability, where someone is responsible even without fault, simply because they engage in a risky activity; or even benefit liability, where whoever benefits from the AI's actions should also bear the risks. Another big concern that emerged is about personal data. AI needs huge amounts of data to learn and operate. A lot of this data is personal. So how do we protect people's privacy and rights? When AI is constantly collecting and using information, people started demanding transparency. They want to know how AI makes decisions, especially if those decisions affect their lives. This includes things like the right to be informed, the right to access data, and the right to explainability. understanding why an AI made a certain choice. And let's not forget about bias. AI learns from data. If that data has human biases, the AI will learn those biases too. This can lead to unfair or discriminatory outcomes. So, making sure AI algorithms are fair and transparent became a crucial part of the debate. In recent years, the discussion has become even more urgent. As AI becomes part of our daily lives, from recommending what to watch to helping doctors diagnose diseases, the question of whether AI should have rights or personhood isn't just a philosophical one. It has real practical implications for law, ethics, and society. The general consensus is that we need to keep talking about this, to adapt our laws, and to find solutions that work for everyone, humans and advanced technology alike. So, to sum it up, we started with AI as simple tools, then moved to complex machines with unclear responsibilities. This led to ideas like e-personhood for managing advanced AI, which sparked fierce debates about rights, responsibility, data, and fairness. It's a journey from basic property to complex, legal and ethical questions that continue to evolve today.